ATLA top floor, 19 got a brand new form, 21 about to go on tour, man, I don't understand.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Steven back with another video. And look, in today's video, I really wanted to dive deep and really talk about the Orlando Magic, a very young team that has so much potential if the Orlando Magic develop each of their players correctly. I think Orlando has the potential to be a playoff contender, a potential NBA Finals contender in the future. This is a team that has made the playoffs 2 out of the last 3 years, even though they lost in the first round. The fact that they even made the playoffs shows how, if they can just keep developing players like Mo Bamba, Jonathan Isaac, Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, Frank Wagner, Wendell Carter Jr. So this is a very young team with a lot of great potential. Now, in this last year's draft, they selected Jalen Suggs with the 4th overall pick. Now, I thought Jalen Suggs was the best player in the entire draft, in my opinion. I think Jalen Suggs has the most Hall of Fame potential out of anyone in this class. I think he's better than Jay Cunningham. I think he's better than Jalen Green. That's just my personal opinion, and I know I'm going to get flack for that in the comment section. But Jalen Suggs, he's just different. It's something about it. He just has that it factor in him. And if you've seen him at Gonzalez, he averaged 14 points per game, 5.3 rebounds a game, and 4.5 assists per game as a freshman. He made an all West Coast Conference team. He was an All-American. And if you look at him during the Gonzalez playoff run, you can tell he had that it factor. He was clutch. He hit a game-winning shot for Gonzalez to advance into the national championship game. It's something about Jalen Suggs that gives me he can 100% be the franchise guy for the Orlando Magic. And I wanted to talk about what makes Jalen Suggs so good for the Orlando Magic. He is an elite passer and playmaker. This player that I wanted to talk about, who I was a huge fan of in last year's draft, is Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony currently right now is averaging almost 20 points per game. He's shooting 44% from the field. He's averaging about 7 rebounds a game and almost 6 assists per game. Cole Anthony to me is just a walking bucket. He is so good. And the fact that they got Cole Anthony 15 overall in last year's draft, he is definitely looking like a steal right now. And what I like about Cole Anthony is that he's just like Jalen Suggs. He has that it factor to him. When it's 10 seconds left, the Orlando Magic needs a bucket, Cole Anthony can be that guy for you. He's a very clutch player, and I love Cole Anthony's game. He is already emerging as one of the best young players in the league, in my opinion. Cole Anthony is that guy for the Orlando Magic. And the crazy thing is that Orlando Magic at the guard position, they're so stacked right now. You have Anthony, Suggs, Fultz, and you have RJ Hampton. They are stacked at the point guard position. And Cole Anthony, him and Jalen Suggs are definitely going to be the backcourt tandem for the Orlando Magic for the future. The next guy that I really wanted to dive deep into is Mo Bamba, a guy who early on, before this season, in my opinion, I thought he was a bust at this point. And it wasn't totally Mo Bamba's fault. It was a little bit of the Magic's fault because they drafted him number 6 overall when you still had Vucevic at the center position. So I don't know why taking Mo Bamba at 6 when you already had Vucevic, who you extended in the offseason after that draft. So I think right now, the way he's playing, he's definitely improved his game these last couple of years. And I think now, him starting at the center position, not having to worry about Vucevic, I think Mo Bamba is greatly improving his game. And he's trying to improve his three-point shot, which Mo Bamba don't need to be a Steph Curry or anything like that. If he could just be a solid three-point shooter, that can definitely help involve Mo Bamba's game. And his defense is finally coming into play. When Mo Bamba came out, I thought he was the best defender in that class at the time. It was between him or Jared Jackson Jr., who plays for the Memphis Grizzlies, who's, by the way, very, very underrated. I think Mo Bamba is just going to keep getting better and better and better throughout this season. And when the contract year is coming up, if Mo Bamba plays really, really well, he's definitely going to be looking at a max contract potentially in the offseason. And I think what helped Mo Bamba really become the player that he's becoming right now is he definitely put on a lot of muscle and weight this offseason. Coming out in that 2018 draft, Mo Bamba was kind of a steak. Like, he didn't really have a lot of muscle. He's really, really skinny. And I always thought, like, for him to be in the league, he definitely would have need to put on some weight and some muscle. He did that this offseason. He looked like a totally different player this year. And I think that definitely helped Mo Bamba this offseason. Now, Jonathan Isaac, a guy that's coming off of an ACL injury. When he was healthy, he was one of the best defensive players in the NBA. He could play off ball, he could rim protect, he can play 1 through 5 position. He is just amazing, and I think he's coming into his own. And with Jonathan Isaac, if he comes back 100% healthy, a defensive player of the year candidate. Even if he comes back 75% healthy, he's definitely an all NBA defensive player candidate. Like, Jonathan Isaac is that good. And I think he's a premier all-star. I think he can average 20, 25 points per game. And I think what's going to definitely help Jonathan Isaac, if his offense improves. If his offensive game really improves, then Jonathan Isaac, 100% all-star caliber player, all NBA team. And when he came back in the bubble before he turned his ACL, he was cooking. He was getting to the hole at will. He was shooting really well from the three. And Jonathan Isaac looked like a totally, completely different player in the whole bubble. Right now, I think he is definitely going to take him some time to get used to playing basketball. But I think when he comes back from his injury, he is going to be primed for a breakout season. I always thought Jonathan Isaac had all the potential in the world if he can stay healthy. I mean, just defensively, I think anyone in the NBA will want to have Jonathan Isaac. A guy who's long, he's lengthy, he can play off ball, he can play 1 through 5 positions. He is so good, and I think this season he's just going to put it all together and really show what he's capable of. And I think Jonathan Isaac is a all-star caliber player in my opinion. I truly believe that. I know a lot of people are just saying, no, he's just a solid defender. No, but I truly believe that Jonathan Isaac can be an all-star caliber player. I think he can potentially be that number 2 or number 3 guy for the Orlando Magic if Orlando Magic were competing for a championship right now. So I definitely feel like Jonathan Isaac is what's going to help this team either become a playoff contender or become a bottom tier team in the NBA. Now, when you look at this Magic roster, this is a very, very deep roster. I mean, you're talking about 14 dudes who has an argument that they should be starting right now. And if you look at the roster, you have Gary Harris, who I think people just forget about ever since he got traded. You have Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter Jr. You have Marcus Fultz. You have Champa. You have Robin Lopez. You have so many guys that has a legitimate argument that they should be starting right now. But they just have such a deep roster that not everyone can play. And this season is definitely going to show us who improved and who did not. And the 2 guys that I'm looking at right now is Mo Bamba and Wendell Carter Jr. Because right now, whoever wins this battle is most likely getting that max extension contract this offseason. And I truly want to see Mo Bamba win that battle because I think Mo Bamba has so much potential. He at first I thought he had superstar potential, but at this point I think he's probably an all-star potential. But maybe he does something this year that changed my mind. Like no, that's a superstar level type of center. I think this season is going to definitely go to show, like, yo, who improved in the off season, and who's going to be the guy moving forward for the Orlando Magic. And that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to turn those post notifications on, and I'm out. Peace.
Don't fuck around cause we been drilling like Afghanistan. You play with us, we got them sticks like we play in a band. We doing hits, I tell my boys jump out the minivan. Just hold your pop because I'm coming with my stick in hand. Too many nights, yeah, I was hungry, no this wasn't planned. I told my mama, yeah, I got this, I'ma take the chance.